I'd like to say first of all that this is not easy. It was one of the toughest things I ever had to go through, but it is doable. It all starts with a great attitude, and obviously you gotta have to be in good shape. A little bit about me: I was a bodybuilder for 30 years, almost 30 years, and I was about 280. The slideshow is on my website, and I went into the hospital for an earache, and they gave me some ear drops, some antibiotics, some drops for my ear, and they said come back in a week. So I came back a week later, and I still couldn't hear. It was impacted even more, and they examined me because I could barely even carry my body. I was so weak, and they wheeled me in, and about 4 hours later, they said, we thought you had, excuse me, walking pneumonia, but you do not. You have cancer. Lump in my throat, my heart skipped a beat, and of course, when you first hear that word, you think you're done. That's all there is to it. And it's not true, obviously, because I'm sitting here in front of you tonight with hair. Now, my teeth, that's a different thing. The chemo rotted them all out, but I'm going to get them back. No problem. I went through, I'm going to say, around 13 blood transfusions at the VA Cancer Center before I was sent in for a bone marrow transplant. Those of you who don't know anything about a bone marrow transplant is they give you medicine, pretty much like chemotherapy, and they drain your white cells down to almost zero, which makes you susceptible to everything. You can't afford a sneeze, a cold, nothing, because it will not fight it off. And then they post it back into your system with brand new blood from a donor. I was very, very blessed because my donor happened to be a 10 out of 10 match, the very first one. Yeah, I think the big guy upstairs had a lot to do with it. And it was tough sitting in the hospital because, the food looked so good when it came in, but when I put it in my mouth, it tasted like clay. Everything tasted the same, and I ended up getting sick anyways. I still try to keep a good attitude, joking with the nurses, the doctor, but, you get sick, and, when you're sick, you're miserable. And I did the best to not be miserable. My support was, friends from home, a support group that I had gotten from hanging around a lot of positive people. That really helps. And there was phone calls, cards, visits, and it was all the way in Miami, and I live in East Boca. So it was tough. But as I went through, I got a little better, and it was funny because the day after the transplant, they all come in and sing happy birthday because, it's your birthday, you're birthed again, you're alive again, and I went off to go home, and I was great for about 4 months, and out of nowhere, no symptoms, no nothing, it came back. Um, and discouraging, um, disbelief, you name it, it was inside me. My heart was shattered. I thought this time, no, that's it. Um, I did what I needed to do. I had to go to the VA and get more chemotherapy. Um, I'm just here to say that there is help, there is support, but a closed mouth doesn't get fed. You have to open your mouth up and ask for it, because you will receive. Ask and you shall receive. That's just not a myth. Um, I will be definitely placing more and more. Each day I'm going to try to make it on Mondays at around 6. If you have any questions or comments, please write them below. Click like and subscribe to my page, and I'll be more than happy to share my experience. and the fact that I'm alive is a big deal. Thank God. Until next time, God bless.